All right, everyone. It is election day. Get out there and vote. Now, by vote, I mean vote who you want to vote for, not what every celebrity says, what sports figures say, because they got their own thoughts and they got their own agendas. You look into your own soul and look into your own mind, and you vote for who you want to vote for. It's very hard these day and age to get somebody to admit to who they want to vote for in some spots, and other people are very, very, very outspoken about who they want to vote for. This country is in shambles right now, and something has to be done. Now, when something has to be done, I mean, today is the day when you do something about it. You got everybody saying that Kamala Harris, wants everybody to get a trophy, which is in a nutshell. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, you have Donald Trump saying that only winners get trophies. But at the end of the day, is you guys are going to vote for who you want to vote for, because in the political landscape of things, nobody lines up with your ideologies 100%. Because you have somebody that you want to vote for, and then they go and say something stupid, and they say, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm voting for this guy. He said this." But that's what politics is this day and age. As is this Proposition 1 that's on our ballot in New York State. Now, it's a very, very, very deceiving proposition. Now, when I mean it's deceiving, I mean it's proposition set up to protect women's rights. I am pro-choice. I think it is absolutely unnecessary, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous that the government feels that it needs to invade and be intrusive in women's lives and what they can and cannot do with their body. Now, I am pro-choice, but I'm also vote no. There he is, Robert Cahill, watching my live stream. When are you coming by, Rob? Robert Cahill. That sounds weird. Bob. All right, Bob. I'll be downstairs for another half hour if you want to come down and I'll put your 2 cents in. But back to what I was saying about Proposition 1. Now, Proposition 1 of those things where they like to tell you that, you're going to be voting against women. But then if you read really into it, it's a whole bunch of other shit that's going to affect your lives tremendously. And when I say affect your lives tremendously, I mean, first, let's get into it. Okay. Anybody out there didn't feel like reading what Proposition 1 is? They just went with what their constituency said. If you vote, if you're a Democratic voter, they're going to say vote it, because if you don't vote for Proposition 1, you hate women. And the red side will say, if you're voting for Proposition 1, you're going to want all sorts of transgender rights, all sorts of stuff like that. So, in a nutshell, what will establish constitutional protections against discrimination based on ethnicity, national origin, age, disability, and sex, including sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, pregnancy outcomes, and reproductive health care and autonomy. These protections would be in addition to the current explicit protection against racial, religious discrimination under the state constitution. When a right is established in the Constitution, it is protected from future legislation and be put at risk. Now, there's a couple of things that were said in there that sparked my attention. Okay. I'm all right with not discriminating against race, creed, color. In actuality, you read up, you want to know what the standard is. Color and race are pretty much the same thing, but you want to incorporate these whole other things. Now, to say that you want to incorporate stuff like, now look, let me go to one thing here. I'm going to go to one thing here, then I'll go back to what it's going to protect. Okay. This is what it's not going to do. Okay. Now, Proposition 1 is not going to address parental rights, which is governed by other areas and other propositions. It will not change the current law with respect to participation on team sports. This is important. Will not change the current law with respect to participation on sports teams. Okay. Now, I'm going to go back to saying what they're going to do. Okay. Based on ethnicity, national origin, age, disability, and sex, including sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, pregnancy, and so on and so forth. Let's go back to the gender identity and the sexual orientation. Okay. It's saying that it's not going to allow transitioning men to compete with women in sports. But what I read up here at the top is they're not allowed to discriminate against it. So where are we right now with this? Okay. Title IX says that sports in college, high school, or wherever it may be, whatever you were born on your birth certificate, what you were born a male, that's what you're competing as. If you're born a female, that's what you're competing as. So I feel that at this point in time, they want to kind of amend this part of the Constitution because through the last 25 years, it's become all right to do all those things, which I don't know. I'm not going to say it's right or wrong. I just think that if you really want to look into this whole transgender stuff, there's a lot of kind of, I wouldn't even call it mental illness. I would kind of call it like questioning stuff or stuff that I think really, really doesn't even matter when it comes to just being a human being. Because if you really want to look at it, if you want to really look at people from a human perspective, we're all just supposed to respect people as humans. Why do you have to go out and say, I don't want to be a girl anymore. I want to be a boy. I don't want to be a boy anymore. I want to be a girl. All this stuff, it just gets into a place where everybody feels like they're being racist or everybody feels like they can't say certain things. So with that being said, gender expression and all that other stuff that we feel is on the ballot for a reason, it's kind of something that we need to go back and go back to looking at human beings as we used to look at them. When I mean that, I mean males and females. I understand that maybe you might be born some way and you feel like you feel another way. I understand that it's America and you could feel that way. I understand that it's your body. You can't tell me what your body is feeling. But let's look at it from a perspective of what the fuck is going on? What happened to being a boy and what happened to just being a girl? And I'm going to go into the whole looping in of the lesbian and gay community as well, because I am a huge supporter of the lesbian and gay community. I'm saying that out loud. I've been to a homosexual wedding. I've watched a friend of mine get married. It's beautiful. No reason in my eyes that there should be something against two men getting married and two women getting married. Doesn't affect my life. And all you people out there that have said to me in the past, as you tell your kids about that, these are ignorant people that I'm talking about. But people that I've told, I brought my kids to a gay wedding. Oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Yeah, well, what's going to happen? Because there's still a lot of ignorant people out there that think that there's an agenda out there and that they're trying to turn boys gay or they're trying to turn girls into lesbians, which I think is absolutely ridiculous because watching one of my good friends, go through it. I don't even know, at the end of the day, it's not even going through it. It's how he felt. It's like, it's very hard to wake up one morning and think, I have to come to terms with all this because I felt this way my whole life and I have to come to terms with this. And you have a planet out here and you have people out here on this planet that look at you differently because of your sexual orientation. That to me is ridiculous. Both of my children were at this wedding. Both of my children are not gay. Although in this day and age, the way I feel about it, if the two of them turned around and said to me one day, Dad, you know what? Have that conversation. It's life. I love my kids. There's ignorant people out there. People are born a certain way. And that is something that people are born a certain way. Now, I'm probably going to say something now on the opposite end of the spectrum that's going to sound very ignorant. And if it sounds very ignorant, I apologize. But I need somebody out there to explain this to me like I'm a 5-year-old. Now, I'm going to get back to that term in a minute because explaining something to somebody like a 5-year-old isn't disparaging. I like to think that I ask questions like a 5-year-old, meaning I don't know nothing about this topic. So maybe you who knows more about this topic can tell me. But the transgender thing to me is something that I don't know where it comes from. Okay. I know in my heart and I know through science that people are born a certain way. So when I say people are born a certain way, I say people are born male and people are born female. I am like a 5-year-old and people are born female. Okay. That is it. That's what it is. Okay. So going through your life, right, as a young child, okay, look, I had tea parties with when I was 3 years old, sitting around, with my friend Nancy Gillespie, who was a female. Okay. Doesn't mean I want to transgender. Doesn't mean I want to switch my gender. It just means that my friend was a girl and that's what she wanted to do. Had tea parties. Maybe I played with her dolls. But you know what, though? You know what she did? She was always out there playing with the boys, playing sports with us. And you know what happened to two of us? Two of us are males and females. Okay. I'm going to equate that to the fact that when you're born, you make a decision, or you don't make a decision. Your body makes a decision whether you're attracted to males or whether you're attracted to females. And fortunately, throughout the last 20 years or so, it's been a lot easier for a lot of these men and women to come out of the closet, because I don't know why they call it coming out of the closet. Because again, I'm going to stress there's ignorant people in this world. Okay. To be against somebody that's gay or to be against somebody that's a lesbian is just completely ignorant. And I got to keep saying this over and over again, because you have a community of the LGBTQA plus. Now, took it a little bit further, and I went to go find out what these definitions were. Okay, so now you want to define. Let's see, I had it here somewhere. Give me 1 second here. The LGBTQ community. I just had something pulled up. Okay, here we go. Lesbian is a woman who is enduring physical, romantic, and emotional attraction is to other women. Some lesbians may prefer to identify as gay or gay women. Born that way, right? Gay. The adjective describes people whose enduring physical, romantic, and emotional attraction are to people of the same sex. Sometimes lesbian is preferred term for women. That's it. I don't think somebody woke up one morning and decided that they wanted to have sex with a different gender. I just think that it's always been there, and it's been a lot harder for these people to come out. It is not right now. So now you're at a point where I don't even think bisexual should be, to be honest with you, because I think most people that are bisexual are experimenting, you know. But I do, however, believe, and I don't know if this is something ignorant to say too, is girls experiment at college, you know, whatever it is, what it is. Boys, men, if that happens, I just think I think that you're gay. If you and another man have sex, I just think you're gay, which again, that's fine. But I just think that maybe it's a little different for women, but I'm not a woman, so I don't know how to express those feelings. But I know that I think that if a man does, has sexual intercourse with another man, I think that man is gay, and that's fine. He should be able to turn around and let me get something else out there, guys, for all you men out there, that your whole thing about homosexual males is, oh, they're gonna try and do this to me, they're gonna try and do that to me. Hey, that's not how it works, dude. That's not how it works. You're this big, huge belly, big bearded guy, running around saying, I'm not going to have no gay guy hitting on me. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's an attraction thing. It's something that happens. They're not trying to turn your children or turn you gay. Just leave it alone. Okay. That's A right there. Okay. So to dislike somebody because they have sex with a different gender than you and want to beat somebody up because they have sex with the same sex, like a man has a sex with another man, and for you to want to beat that person up, to me, sounds very ignorant. To me, sounds very stupid. And I think that a long time ago, if you remember Eddie Murphy Delirious, he went on a whole tangent about how women say how gay men are the best friends to have. Okay. It doesn't matter if they're gay or straight. If you're a man, men are friends with men. Basically said, is like you go out and, you go out and play tennis with a gay guy. It's like just afterwards, like, I'm going to go get this beer. It's like, I'm going to go suck someone's dick. I mean, but that's just two polar opposite ways of their going. But you know what, though? They're friends. They play tennis together. This guy's going to do what he did, and you're going to do what you do. So the ignorance of hating somebody because who they want to have sex with and who they want to spend the rest of their lives with is absolutely insane. So that clears up that part of how I feel about lesbians, gays, and bisexuals. Transgender. Here's where it gets a little crazy. An umbrella term for peoples whose gender identity and or gender expression differs from what is typically associated with the sex they are assigned at birth. People under the transgender umbrella may describe themselves using one or more or wide variety of terms, including transgender or non-binary. Some transgender people are prescribed hormones by their doctors to bring their bodies into alignment with their gender identity. Some undergo surgery as well. That doesn't sound like being born with something. That sounds like being born with a feeling. That sounds like something that you wake up one morning and maybe you're just bored. Okay. That's changing your gender, not changing your mind. You understand what I'm trying to say? Am I wormholing, Bob, or am I telling it how it is? Because when you think about the transgender community and you think about they were born a male or a female, okay? Maybe kid wanted to put a dress on at 4 and high heels, maybe not, okay? But it's getting to a point where it's infringing on people's rights because you got people that are pissed off when they see a 40-year-old man in a girl's bathroom just because he says he's a girl. He's standing there watching their daughters go to the bathroom. Okay. He's watching, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. I'm just literally saying that the fact that lesbian, gay, bisexual, completely different than transgender. Now, I know there's ultra liberal people out there that are going to look at me and say, wow, you're a fucking piece of shit. You're a piece of shit because you hate gay people. You hate lesbian people. You hate transgender people. You hate. Nobody listened to what the fuck I just said, right? What the fuck I just said is there's people out there that hate ignorantly, okay? There's other people out there that question shit and they question why things happen, okay? I don't know what goes on in somebody that has transgender thoughts. Do you know who the biggest advocate for keeping men out of women's sports is? Do you know who one of the biggest ones is? Caitlyn fucking Jenner. You know why? Because I listen to what the fuck he said. Don't yell at me. She is, or he is, one of the greatest athletes ever. Won the decathlon. Decathlon. You're an insane athlete if you participate in that. He in the Olympics did that as Bruce, and now as Caitlyn, he's saying, dudes, keep the fuck out of women's sports. Who else has to come out and say that? Everybody wants to look at you and tell you that you're a fucking piece of shit because you feel that way. No, I'm not a piece of shit because I feel that way. I'm a piece of shit for other reasons, but I feel it's making it easier for people. The whole thing with Title IX, why do we even have to have this as a discussion that women and men are not supposed to compete in sports together? Not. It's physical. It's physical. A man is physically stronger than a woman. Listen, a man is physically stronger than a woman. That's how we're born. That's how it is. We have more testosterone. We do more jobs that require heavy lifting. We do more jobs that require being a little crazy. We do some jobs that we take on a whole bunch of responsibilities that we need to keep to our fucking selves. That's what it is. Okay? Now, you want to go on and tell me that all this stuff that I'm saying right now is silly? Guys, Proposition 1 is going to give the rights to people without green cards being here to vote. It's going to happen. China was a man. Nah, China may not have kicked my ass. I would have kicked China's ass. You know why, Bob? Because men are physically stronger. It's a way we were born. I went away from my and I went off my topic for a second. We're physically stronger, and it's not disparaging to say. It should be able to be said. Women, you're probably a little smarter than us. You're probably a little more tender than us. Okay? There's differences for a reason. We balance each other out. So don't, under any circumstances, tell me that just because you went full transition, you are now allowed to swim against the top women's athletes, that you're allowed to box, fight with women, with softball players, baseball players going to softball. It's ludicrous. Now, I'm going off on a tangent now, but this Proposition 1, it tells you that this is what's going to happen. Okay? And if you don't think that they're trying to get illegals to vote, I went to my voting station the other day. I had my license out, knowing that they weren't going to check it, but I had it out anyway, so somebody saw it. Okay? Shave your body, Bob, and then maybe you could swim against women. All right? Shave the body, shave the head, shave the arms, shave the legs, and all that long hair you got. Shave that shit off too. Then you could compete with the women. Come on, you're making me nuts here. People are making me nuts. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Okay, Proposition 1. Okay, people are coming into this country on a daily basis. They're not even climbing over fences anymore. Not even climbing over fences. They're walking right in. Okay, they're walking right in. We're giving them benefits. We're giving them money. We're giving them cards. We're giving them everything. Do you know who should be the biggest contingent of people in this country that should be pissed off about this migrant situation? And that's the people that have been here for years and years and years that did it the right way. And everybody's argument is we're all based on immigration. Yes, we are all based on immigration, but we're not based on people coming here illegally. Because when you're here illegally, you're not counted, you're not contributing, and you're trying to turn your little area, wherever you settle, into your fucking country. This is the United States of America, everybody. The USA. I'm all about being diverse in our cultures here. I'm all about this, about people coming to this country and being productive members of society. Do the shit correctly. Pay your taxes. Have your language be second, because our language is English. Have your language be second. I'm all about learning Spanish if I need to. I'm all about learning whatever language that you want me to kind of learn a little bit so I can communicate with people coming to this country. But your first language needs to be English. Go to other countries, guys. What are they speaking in their own country? Their native language. Okay? We speak English here. That's it. We pay taxes here. You know what? I pay a shitload of taxes. Okay? You should pay your fucking taxes too. That's it. Healthcare. Yeah, you want to compare universal healthcare in this country? Do you know what Kamala Harris said this morning that really kind of pissed me off? It says that healthcare is a privilege, not a privilege. No, I'm sorry. No, healthcare is a right, not a privilege. All the people that have healthcare are privileged. That makes no fucking sense to me. You know why? Because I get up every morning and I work my fucking ass off for my benefits. The amount of money that I see that I put into my benefits, for my premiums, to make sure that my family is taken care of. Hey, that's where the chips fall. That's my job. That's what I do. You want to take care of everybody else, government? Don't take a fucking dime from me. Your promises that you have to people coming here, your promises of this wonderful country that you tell them, all your promises are going to fall on deaf ears because nobody wants the money coming out of their pockets anymore. Nobody wants to pay and give people free shit anymore. Okay? These are two big deals on the ballot this year. Okay? It says one thing and somebody else tells you another thing. It says you can't discriminate. But then again, on the other hand, it says it will not. Two completely different things. Because when they tell you it's not going to discriminate against giving people health care, illegal people, we're not turning anybody away. They say that's not going to happen. But then you look and say you can't discriminate against it. Which one is it? Which one is it? So obviously you guys know which way I voted. And I always told you guys that I'm voting for a cabinet because Tulsi Gabbard and Robert Kennedy Jr. are two of some of the smartest politicians I've seen in recent years. And you know what Kennedy's going to do? Kennedy's going to get the food right, and Kennedy's going to get the CDC on their fucking toes. He's going to fix the opioid problem. He's going to fix the shitty processed food problem. Because while everybody's out there dangling their keys in front of us, talking about how abortion's so important and how everybody is, everybody shouldn't discriminate against this and this, that, there is policies that need to be looked at. There's policies that need to come into effect to help Americans, not gay Americans, not straight Americans, not transgender Americans, not lesbian Americans, not whatever Americans, Americans. Let's get back to being people from America, and let's get back to having pride for our country. It's okay to have pride for who you are. It's okay to have pride for where you come from. But you're here and we allow it. Our government, this country allows you to have pride. Okay? Don't be somebody who puts their tail between their legs and doesn't have pride for their country anymore. Because the Democrats are telling us that we're pieces of shit the way we treat people. So I could talk. Oh, I wish, Bob, I wish you were here right now, bro. We could talk all day about this. I just wanted to come on here and give you guys a little rant of what I was saying about who I'm voting for and why I voted and why Proposition 1 is bullshit. Proposition 1 is bullshit. They're telling you people release the Epstein list. There's a lot of lists that needs to be released. There is a lot of tomfoolery going on in this country. And all I'm asking, I know I sound like a lunatic, and all I'm asking is let's get back to having pride for America. And let's stop giving our shit away. And that dump that fuckhead Fauci. Don't think Kennedy's not going to give him a talking to. Okay? Kennedy's going to come here and fix our food. He's going to fix our opioid crisis. He's going to fix our healthcare system. That's A. Tulsi Gabbard's going to get in there. She's an ex-veteran. She's a veteran. She's ex-military. It's not a great thoughts. She's a woman. She's a smart woman. And these are all people that are going to help. You think Trump's crazy? Maybe he is a little nuts. But I think this time around, he's going to do shit a little differently and know that he can't handle everything. He's going to do shit and he's going to put people in the right position to do shit. And if you guys think that Elon Musk is a lunatic, Elon Musk is the smartest man on the face of this planet. He's also the richest man on the face of this planet. He's got so much fuck you money that he saved the 2 astronauts that were up stranded in nowhere that we couldn't get back. Elon Musk saved those motherfuckers, man. Okay? Elon Musk is going to have a big, he's going to have something going on with this. And JD Vance, okay, do yourselves a favor and don't listen to rhetoric. Don't listen to bullshit. Don't listen to extremists, okay? JD Vance is a 40-year-old man who has some really right-leaning agendas, let's just say, because he's religious. And that part of the Republican Party I can't stand. But I also said, and I've also heard him say that he's also a politician, okay? He's not banning abortion. He's not arresting women for getting abortions. It's not happening, guys. There's people there to check and balance that. It's not happening, okay? I listened to him on an interview. I'll say it. I listened to him on Rogan. Of course, I like him, okay? JD Vance is a guy who listens to people when he does. Maybe he said stuff in the past, or maybe he does really feel certain ways. But you know what, though? Admittingly, he said he doesn't know much about certain things. He listened to Rogan for 45 minutes tell him how psychedelics are good for people, how psychedelics are changing the world, how psychedelics are good for veterans, people with all sorts of mental disabilities, okay? It's helping people. He knew nothing about it. And you know what? I used that 5-year-old reference before. He sat and asked questions to Rogan like he was a 5-year-old. He didn't go on there like some kind of know-it-all politician that thinks he has the answers for everything. He sounded to me like a guy who's 40 with a family and just doesn't want his family to get fucked up. So this is what this guy sounds like. So I'm telling you right now, JD Vance, if Trump wins, you guys already know I think Trump is a douche. I'm voting for who's behind him. And I'm voting for somebody that's going to come up and is going to run this correctly. Now, look, I could be talking 2 years from now, and I said a lot of crazy shit today, and I could be wrong. But at this moment, I fear for America's safety. I fear every day that my children and my grandchildren are going to have to get on a food line, okay? Because I won't be allowed to work. We'll all have to get some kind of stipend from the government, okay? This is America. Let's get back to being the best country in the world and stop the bullshit. Get out there and vote. Read Proposition 1. You do you. Proposition 1 does not say that I hate women. Proposition 1 says that you have to make a choice between women and all this other shit involved. So get out there today and vote, guys. Keep Talking 365 at YouTube. Come check us out. Bob, I'm leaving. I'll see you later. Hey, you could have came in, buddy.